What's up, people, and welcome to VGXD Movie Reviews. I'm Charles, this is Jen.
Yep.
So, this is going to be disc number 2 of Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut. I don't know why, but people are making fun of me. I can't pronounce his name right. I thought it was Zack Snyder. I don't know. I just see his name and I say Zack Snyder. Some people said I said Jack Snyder. I'm like, did I?
I don't remember. I don't think you did.
No. Okay, so in review number 1 was disc 1. This is going to be on the 4K release. So, okay, I apologize. We actually didn't watch this in 4K. We watched the standard Blu-ray. My bad. But the Blu-ray still looks bad. It still looks like 2001 DVD quality.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, I still paid for Blu-ray, and I didn't get that experience. So I'm still mad. And you would think if the Blu-ray looks bad, the 4K probably doesn't look that much better. Not sure. So I apologize. If anybody still wants to buy this on 4K, go ahead. But that's the good thing about reviews, is that this is my own personal experience. This is your experience. It might have been bad for us, but maybe you have a better TV. I don't know. All I know is that we watch our projector a lot. We even watched a movie on Blu-ray right after. Looked amazing.
Yeah, it looked way better quality.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was
It was very clear. It was very easy to know what was going on. Where Justice League was like kind of dark almost. Like it was almost kind of hard to see in some spots.
To me, it just kind of looked a little blurry, and like it just looked DVD. And then you had the bars, and someone told me, "Well, that's IMAX format." I'm like, "Well, IMAX format sucks." Sorry, I don't like to rant a lot. I don't, but this is different. This is movie reviews, and some movies, especially Batman stuff, I'm kind of passionate about. So I'm gonna speak my opinion. So, of course, I'm not gonna overly cuss or anything. I'll say a little cuss words here and there, but I'm not gonna. I'm not angry video game nerd over here, so. But anyways, so back to disc 1. Yeah, you still got the black bars. The quality looked a little bit better on disc 2, I noticed. I don't know what it was, but it looked a little bit nicer on disc number 2. So, whatever, but it still looked like kind of like DVD, so whatever. The movie, I mean, the action starts going in disc 2, it does. Like, there's a lot more fighting scenes, action going on.
Yeah.
It's more entertaining than disc 1. I knew that was going to happen because Titanic was like that. Mm-hmm. And he wanted it old school. And that's another thing. It's still on 2 CDs, which is ridiculous. Pretty sure they could have fit this on 1 disc. So, but anyways, it's a lot more exciting. Stuff's going on. They're finally the Justice League. This is what you want to see. But some of it I still think is in the original. It's been a minute since I've watched the original, but a lot of it I'm like, I think this was already in the original. But then there's other extra stuff. I just feel like the extra stuff is really like played out. Like it goes on. It kind of, like we said in disc 1, it drags. Like there's a scene with Flash and there's like lightning. And it's just dragging on. He's running. The electricity. I'm like, okay, get it. You know, and then there's another scene where they're messing with the box thing, and he's like, oh my god, and he's like, the box. It's like, and it's just going on. And this is the parts where I'm like, this is too dragged out. This is why this movie is 4 hours. They just dragged it out. And stuff, a lot of it was unnecessary to me. I'm just like, I don't know. It's good. It's exciting, but it's a little too dragged out for my taste. Some people might like that, though, so that's just my opinion. Another thing, I'm not, like I said in disc 1 review, I'm not the biggest comic fan. I'm not a big superhero guy. I don't hate superheroes. There are a lot of some I do like. Like, obviously, I'm a Batman fan. I do like Spawn. I like the Punisher. I like a lot of the dark characters.
I used to watch Superman a lot when I was a kid.
She likes Superman. I personally am not.
I liked Batman, but I don't know. I always had a thing between Batman and Superman. Like, which one was always better, you know?
I just thought Batman's more interesting because he's dark. Like, there's something about him. And
I felt like Superman had more powers.
Yeah,
Batman was just rich.
Yeah, Batman's just... he's more relatable, though, because he's a human with... he fights.
Just regular.
But he has gadgets and all this cool stuff.
Right.
Like, and that's probably the nerd in me. I like all his gadgets. And he's got this cool car and, like, beat up everybody. But he doesn't kill anybody. He sends them to prison, you know, Arkham Asylum and all that. So, I don't know. I was always more of a Batman guy. That's just me. But that's cool. She likes Superman. But anyways, but I don't know anything, like, I don't know shit about Wonder Woman. I don't. I do like Aquaman. Aquaman is cool. Like, they made Aquaman really cool. Like, because in the cartoon series or whatever, he was always lame. Like, oh, he swims underwater and he's a fish.
Right.
Like, what can he do?
Right.
But they really, like, transformed this Aquaman character into, like, he's got tattoos, he's got a beard, he's got the hair, he looks like he's tough. Like, he almost looks cooler than Batman. Like,
right, yeah, he does.
I don't know. I do like Aquaman, but I don't know nothing about Aquaman. I don't.
I never watched Aquaman, and I've never seen Wonder Woman either.
I have watched Aquaman. I just don't know much about him still. But that's a lot of superheroes with me. I'm just not like a huge like Marvel. You know, there's a lot of Marvel fans out there and comic nerds, which is cool. I don't hate comic books. I don't. They're cool. It's just I'm not passionate about it like gaming and movies and stuff of that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, but this is what I was gonna say. I think the main reason I can't get big into the superhero stuff, and this movie is a great example. There's CGI up the ass. Like, I'm just looking at the screen and I'm like, you know, a lot of these superhero movies look like this. Like, there's just stuff everywhere, and there's electricity, and there's effect, and it's too much. I'm just like, whoa, like,
yeah,
it's too bright, it's too wild. See, now in the older comic, there wasn't like a crap ton of comic movies back in the day like there is now. I mean, there was like Batman Returns, there was the Superman movies. But do you remember any CGI in those? Like, all these effects everywhere and...
No.
Like, the original Batman was just really dark-toned. He's fighting bad guys. There's a story. But there's not, like, a bunch of effects everywhere.
Right.
And the villain, the Joker, he's not some CGI dude. He's a regular guy with just face paint, and he's crazy.
Right.
That's what I liked. Like, Batman Returns... Batman Forever, I think, had a little bit of CGI here and there, but it wasn't, like, overly done with the Riddler. Like, there was towards the end a little bit, I think. But I don't remember a bunch of CGI in that. I do remember the vision thing he put Batman through. That was kind of wild. But, like, I don't remember, like, just effects everywhere. And just, like, I'm like, this is too... I don't even want... It's hard to look at. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. It's like I'm looking at a freaking computer screen. And I'm thinking of, like, Iron Man, and I'm thinking of, like, these other, like, X-Men, and I'm just like, I think a lot of these hero movies have all this CGI crap, and I'm not into it. I prefer, like, the old school, dark tone story stuff. I don't want to see special effects coming at me, and I don't know, it's too much. So I don't like that. I know a lot of kids like that stuff, though, and a lot of new age. So that's fine. I mean, if people like it, I just personally don't like it. Kind of reminds me of WWE nowadays. You watch wrestling, like WWE, literally the ring is lit up. Like, there's lights everywhere. And back in the day, it wasn't like that. I mean, when the entrances, yeah, but once you're in the ring, the fans were kind of...
them in the ring, you know.
Yeah, now there's, like, CGI. There's, like, lights just everywhere. It's like, whoa, too bright. Maybe a lot of kids like that now. I don't.
What?
So anyways, I mean, overall, the movie was more exciting. Like I said, dragged out a little bit.
I fell asleep through the second one.
She fell asleep, she did, so...
I had been up for like 24 hours and I couldn't stay awake any longer.
The thing I didn't like, though, I can't even tell if I loved it or hated it or just I don't know. But at the end, I'm like, who the hell is that? And I'm looking at him, I was like, is that Jared frickin' Leto? Or Leto, whatever his name is. He played the Joker in the Suicide Squad, the first one they did before the new one, which is confusing. They're both called Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's gotta be Jared Leto. But he's got long hair. And I think in the Suicide Squad he had short hair and he had like a grill. He almost looked like a swag, gangster, goth kid Joker. And now I thought he sucked. I'm like, I don't like him. Because you're going from Heath Ledger, who did like one of the best performances of all time, to this Joe Schmo. Like, what? Even if you didn't have Heath Ledger, I'd be like, this guy still sucks. Like, I don't know. I didn't like him as the Joker. And I seen him back in this movie. I'm like, oh, so if we would have had a standalone Ben Affleck Batman film, which was supposed to happen, never did, because Ben Affleck went to rehab, I think. And a bunch of stuff went down, so it never happened. Sadly, I wanted that to happen because I was a big Ben Affleck Batman guy. I loved Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he did an awesome freaking job. But sadly, that movie never happened. So you've seen a little bit of it, what it would have been like, I guess, at the end of this Justice League Snyder's Cut. And yeah, Jared Leto, I'm just looking at him like, no. Like, he had like these dark goth eyes. His mouth looked red. It didn't look like this, like a smiley face. It looked like this, like a circle. I'm like, what the? I'm not even gonna say what that reminds me of. And like, he didn't have. I don't think he had a grill on, like Suicide Squad or whatever that was. I don't remember. And he had like the long hair. He looked like a Hot Topic goth kid trying to imitate Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In one part, he sounded like Jim Carrey. I'm like, is he trying to imitate Jim freaking Carrey? He's like, ha ha ha, yes. I'm like, what? And I'm just, she was sleeping. I'm like, you want to see this? Like, what is going, that's the Joker? Okay. I mean, he kind of was acting a little crazy and like, I was kind of feeling it. I'm like, okay, maybe I have to get used to him, but I'm not used to him. So I'm like, this guy kind of blows. But the best part, Ben Affleck did a great job because he was looking at him because the Joker, he was sitting there going, yeah, like your mother died and your father, whatever he was saying. And Ben Affleck looks pissed. He's like, keep fucking talking, motherfucker, or something like that. He was just staring at him like the death eye. And you could feel the like tension because of Ben Affleck's performance, not because this guy.
Right.
Ben Affleck was looking like, dude, keep talking. And then he goes, he's like, make no mistake, I will fucking kill you. Like, he said it serious. He's like, I will fucking kill you. I've never heard Batman say the F word.
Yeah.
Whoa! Batman just dropped the F-bomb, Maybe he has said the F word in the comics, but I didn't really grow up with comics. I grew up with the video games, the animated series, the movies. Sadly, I mean, I was too lazy to read growing up. Too lazy. But they looked cool. I like looking at the images.
Right.
But yeah, he goes, I will fucking. He was like that. I was feeling that scene. I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. It almost makes me want to see Jared Leto get his ass kicked. So that part was cool with Affleck dissing him or getting in his face, but I thought Jared Leto looked stupid. He was kind of ridiculous. Heath Ledger all the way. Even the guy in the newest Joker. I
never saw the one with Heath Ledger in it. I always wanted to, but I just never found the time.
It's great. We will watch that. I can't remember his name because it's a weird name. The guy who played the newest Joker in the drama film, which is amazing. I love that movie. She loved that movie. Great freaking movie. And that guy did an amazing, great job, I thought.
Yeah.
So even Jared Leto compared to him, he still sucks. Jared Leto still sucks, in my opinion. But overall, I mean,
I'm surprised they didn't use him for that movie. Maybe it was
you would
after.
think. They just wanted that movie a standalone film. I don't think they wanted it to tie in with anything, sadly.
Which doesn't make any sense,
It
though.
would have been freaking awesome.
They used Aquaman, which was from a different thing. They used Wonder Woman, which was from a different thing. I mean, they just, to me, it would have made more sense.
It would have been awesome, but I heard the director or whatever, he doesn't want to do a sequel to that. He just wants it to be its own thing. He doesn't want it to tie in with Which sucks because that Joker was freaking insane.
Oh yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
Like he went from this nice guy to the world made him the messed up monster.
Like he had this like laughing disability where he just continuously laughed when he got nervous and he couldn't stop it, and people just thought he was kind of fucking like, trying to make fun of them or something. Yeah. And he was just uncontrollably laughing. He couldn't stop. Like he was taking medication and stuff for it.
And even the medication people were like, well, no one cares about you, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he just kind of like snaps.
Yeah, and he even killed his own mom. I think suffocated her with a pillow. I think
so.
And then he slits that guy's neck, and then he shoots Robert De Niro at the end. It was just messed up. It's like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah.
So I wish he would have stayed the Joker with these Batman films, but whatever. I mean, I'm used to different actors for Batman. That's one thing I hate about Batman stuff.
Oh yeah. Michael Keaton was always my favorite. But then, as it started going, they started switching it up, and I'm like, can they just, like, stick with one fucking person?
Well, I liked Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer. After that, I'm like, George Clooney, crap.
Yeah, I did not like the George Clooney one.
Christian Bale, I thought he looked cool, but his voice, I hated it. I'm Batman. I'm like, dude, Batman is not supposed to sound like that. Like, what I like about Ben Affleck, he's got the deep voice. You can tell they kind of edited it. He kind of sounds, like, dark, like, I'll do that. But he's not, like, overly doing it like Christian Bale. Christian Bale overly did it, like, dude, like, people make fun of his voice for those. I do love those movies. The first two. Rises blue. I didn't like Rises. But Batman Begins, awesome. Dark Knight, awesome. Rises, no. Didn't like it. So, anyways, this was this too. So, overall, quality still looked kind of bad, but it's the IMAX format. It did not even look Blu-ray quality to me. I'm still mad. I don't care if it wasn't 4K. I still bought a Blu-ray. The action was still kind of dragged out, a lot of scenes. I don't know, it was kind of annoying. But other than that, I do like the characters. I do like this movie. I just didn't like the director's cut. It's too long for my personal taste.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of it's dragged out. A lot of it CGI so much. I'm like, ugh. But I get it. That's what people want now. That's what's hip. I'm a dinosaur, animatronics, and all the dark. I don't know. Maybe that's dead. But it is a good movie. It's just this director's cut. Maybe I'm just not a fan of director's cuts. Maybe I just like the theatrical version. I don't know. So if I had to rate this too, and Jared Leto, I don't know about him. So if I had to rate this too, I'd say 7. I'd give this 2 a 7. But as the whole movie altogether, disc 1 and disc 2, I guess a 7. I'm going to be nice.
I was going to say probably a 6 or a 7, but I also didn't watch the whole second one either, so.
You don't get it, though. People were saying this was like 10 out of 10. Greatest thing ever made. And I'm like...
As far as the action is concerned, I would say maybe yes. But with all the other things tied into it, like...
I don't see a 10 out of 10. Like, I see a dragged out movie that was not...
Now, if it would have been the theatrical version, the 4K version that we saw the very first time, I would have said, yes, that was a 10 out of 10. I really liked that one.
But
this one was just different. It didn't have the same feel to it. Like I didn't get sucked into it like I did the other one. I don't know.
And a lot of that is because this wasn't even Blu-ray quality. It felt like you're watching this DVD quality, and you don't get that same like, oh my god, like visually, like this is incredible. Like if this movie would have looked better on Blu-ray, I would have liked it a little bit more. I think visually, and maybe would have sucked me in a little bit more. But since I didn't get the good picture quality, and I thought the movie was dragged out, it just kept lowering my like taste for it, I guess. So I don't know. To me, it's good. There are a lot of parts I really like, and I'm like, wow, like this is good. Like this could be really good. But then it just drags out, and the CGI, and just, I mean, story-wise, it's really good. But everything else, I'm just like, I don't know. I know people are going to say I'm an idiot for this. You don't know what you're talking about. This is one of the greatest comic things ever. You don't know anything about superheroes. You're a casual. You're just a Batman fan. That's all you care about, Charles. I don't know. This is just my personal taste here. I mean, what would you... You said 7, right?
Yeah, probably 6 or 7.
And by the way, she's not a big... I don't think you're not big into superhero stuff, are you?
No.
So
Not really.
You can't... If you're really, really into comic stuff, maybe watch a different review, because we're not like these hardcore comic fans.
Right, yeah.
I am Batman fan, though. I do love Batman. But yeah, this was disc 2 of Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut. Or Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
If you want to pick it up, go ahead. I returned my copy, sadly. I'm going to buy it back in the future when it's a little bit cheaper, because I wanted my $30 back and I bought something else. Sadly, I know. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's the excitement of buying movies. I mean, some are hit and miss. I mean, It's like buying a CD. You might think a CD, oh, this CD looks cool, and then you listen to it like, this is garbage. I'm wasting my damn money. But, yeah, we will see you guys next time on Video Game XD Movie Reviews. I'm Charles Reed.
Jennifer.
See ya.
Do